Good morning, everybody. MG here, MGCovers, bringing you a brand new sports handicapping video. Title of this video, what sport creates the most opportunities to cash big money line dogs? Answer that question is college basketball. We're going to dive into this video. We're going to review all of my lines from yesterday, December the 3rd, and show you all those lines, which lines won, which lines lost, and then talk a little bit about how to handicap college basketball. Before we do that, as always, if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed to the channel, greatly appreciate the support. You can learn a lot about sports handicapping just by watching all of the videos. If you want to follow me on social media, give out a ton of content there as well. MGCovers, covers spelled with a Z. Let's dive into the video. The sport with the biggest opportunity to cash money line dogs is college basketball. I did a podcast. If you have not listened to that podcast, highly recommend it. I go into a lot more detail why college basketball creates a ton of opportunity. And also, my opinion, is probably one of the easiest sports to handicap for that reason. So take a listen to that podcast. We'll cover some of that in this video as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at my lines and the book's lines. Now, the biggest reason why you have a lot of discrepancies, and when I say discrepancies, differences between a sharp line, my lines, as opposed to the sportsbook lines, there's a ton of games in college basketball. Teams play unfamiliar opponents. You have a team from a low-level conference playing a team in like the ACC or SEC, so it's very difficult for the books to lay, quote, a good line. So that creates a ton of opportunity to cash some big money line dogs. So we'll go through these. The first one here was Fordham. We had Fordham -8. You can see right out the gate, they were +11 at the books. The line actually bumped a tick up from opening line. Fordham wins, and you could have played Fordham on the money line for +503. 506. All right, next one, Syracuse. My line was Syracuse -2. Books line +5. Syracuse wins out. Close game. 237 money line dog. Now, what's great about college basketball, this happens every day. Every single day, multiple big money line dogs cash in college basketball. Oklahoma, just to show you, you're not going to win them all. Oklahoma, we had -12. Close one. They ended up losing by 4, so didn't even cover and did not win. All right, next one. Let's dive down here to Citadel. We had Citadel +1. The actual line was +9, so maybe not the greatest play. The way I teach is you want to play a favorite via my line and at least a 5-point differential. So that's how we determine value. Citadel lost that one. Next one up, George Mason. Our line was, let's see here. Yeah, maybe I passed it. My bad. All right, there it is. Georgia Mason -5.5. Toledo was +5.5. You look at the books line here. Okay, the line actually opened at +1, closed at +3.5. George Mason won that by 7. I think that was a pretty close game. Money line, George Mason +140. So there were only, 3-4 games in, you've cashed a $500 dog, a +237 dog with Syracuse, and a +140 dog. Okay, so you can see the lines there's a ton of discrepancies. And for comparison, you look at a sport like football. In football, NFL football, even if the books lay a slightly a line that's off just a tad, that line gets corrected fast. Why? Because there's a week in between games. Books lay maybe a suspect line on a Monday, it gets corrected very quickly. So all those lines going into Sunday, by the time the games kick off, all of those lines are, quote, seasoned and very sharp. Whereas college basketball, I mean, like, for example, how many people you think wagered on this Toledo George Mason? You think more money came in on the Washington-Dallas game on Sunday? Obviously, yes. So that's another reason why you don't have a ton of money coming in on these college basketball games, and there's not enough to, quote, correct the line. So that leaves a ton of opportunity for the sharp, savvy bettor. Okay, Lehigh, -11. That was a loss. Cleveland State, they were not a dog, but let's see here. We had them Yeah, my line was, Book's line was -2.5. We had them -14. So not a dog, but they did cash. Now, this other big one here, Grand Canyon was +3, playing Wyoming. They ended up cashing +144. Let's take a look, see if I can find it here. Yep, they were -8.5 my line. So that was almost my line dead on the number there. Okay, let's go down to, whoops, I might have passed this one here. I'm looking for, sorry, I'm scrolling like this, my bad. All right, Indiana Rutgers. Let's take a look here. All right, Indiana Rutgers. My line was Rutgers -3. Sportsbook line had them at +3. Rutgers winning a blowout and +148 dogs. So you could see just a ton of opportunity. Rhode Island, this was a miss here. Rhode Island was +5 at the books, and Providence wins in a blowout. Let's see what my line was. I know I had them favored. Yep, -6. Next one, Loyola, Maryland. This was a favorite, but I'll still show it if I can find it here. I think I might have passed it. Okay. Yeah, we had Loyola, Maryland -10. The books line was -4. That was a loss. And I just saw one here. We'll take a look at this. Richmond, William and Mary. William and Mary was +9.5. If we scroll down here, let me see my line for this one. Yep. We had that one at even. So we had a 9.5 point differential. William and Mary wins that one. +299. And part of what I talked about this some in the podcast. The difficult part for the books is when you have two teams that are not like, you have a lot of what I call 50-50 games. If you follow this channel, a 50-50 game is you can expect to win that game 50% of the time. And if you're playing +120 money line and above, you'll be profitable long term. So meaning we could flip a coin. William and Mary would win 5 of those 10 times. Richmond would win 5 of those times. And you could see the game was really close. But it makes it difficult for the books to lay a line because they got to make one team the favorite, one team the dog. Okay, the next one was West Virginia +3. That was a loss. Let me see if I can find my line down here. Whoops, I skipped a lot there. You can see West Virginia was +3.5. Was winning at half, but ended up losing that. Okay, -10.5. So that one was a loss. And then let's go to Boise State. -11.5 my line. My line a lot closer than the books line. +4 at the books. That's probably, I'm going to guess, maybe 150. Oh, wow, +188. So that was a big dog hit there. All right, we covered that one. Let's see down here. Ole Miss, just to show you, this was a loss. Yep, they were +7. We had them at -5, so that was a loss. And then there's a couple more here. Yeah, really solid day for my model here. All right, Fresno State, UC Irvine. Fresno State, we had this on the even. So you're getting value there with Fresno State +7.5. Money line was +281. Okay. And then Wichita State, we had Wichita State -5. They were playing Kansas State. That one ended up losing. So if you played it on the money line, would have been a loss, but they did cover. And then the last one here, it wasn't a money line, but just to show you the model, UNLV, I think it was the last game played last night. Where is UNLV? Okay, there it is. UNLV San Diego win 95-78. Line was closed at -4. My line was -7.5. So if you add all that up, power rankings, the way that I teach this, meaning they were a favorite or even via my line, and you were getting at least a 5-point differential, went 15-7 yesterday, which is 68%, which is really, it's a really solid model. It's very similar to the NBA model, a few tweaks. I would say compared to the rest of my models, it's probably second best model I have next to football. So anyway, a ton of opportunity. So when you're looking at just one quick tip for college basketball, a lot of times you can see based on the record, based on form, you'll have two teams that, quote, look even. And obviously the books has to make one of these teams a dog, like this situation here. Fresno State, the value is going to be with the dog there. And I would say if the line is less than 5.5, play that on the money line. Greater than that, you probably advantageous to take the points. Average margin of victory in college basketball is 11 points. So if you want access to these power rankings, you can get that every single day, $50 a month. That also gives you access to all of my coaching videos as well. And if you want access to all my plays, that's $100 a month. Also gives you access to everything I just mentioned. And if you join for the year, that is the best value. You can get basically an associate's degree in sports handicapping. Website has over 150 coaching videos. So it gives you plenty of time to learn the business. That's $4.99. You save about $600 on the year. Hope this video helps you with your handicapping, and good luck this year in college basketball. Peace.